Alright guys, back for part 2. Had a little problem with the camera battery, so I had to make this a two-parter. Anyways, so I guess on this half, we're gonna have to talk about the power that it has, the sound it makes, and the traction and steering response and everything. Since I'm at a light right now, I'll just talk about the sound it makes, which is non-existent for the most part. It does have that little engine noise, acoustic multiplier crap that they're talking about. But for me and people like me, it's not loud enough. Nothing about this car is loud enough. The exhaust is barely noticeable. The intake is almost, you can't hear any turbo spool, you can't hear anything. So that's a downer. You know, you want the sport model and you don't get any sound. The exhaust is, even when I'm in the back and I have someone to rev up the car, you can barely hear it. So that's one thing they could have made a little nicer. But I'm going to be doing the full Cobb kit with the front mount, the hard piping, the exhaust, the tune, and I'm going to buy the software so I can tune it myself, because I don't see a point in paying somebody $200 every couple months to update or change the tune. And I'd like to eventually, as long as I can find some fuel injectors, go to E85. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to do anything for about a year so they can work out all the kinks on all their stuff. As far as steering and handling, this thing is really, really nice. They did a good job. I'm never going to upgrade the suspension, to be honest with you. It does what I want it to do when I tell it to do it. You know, I yank on the wheel, it goes. I've been testing out the suspension on the freeways, on the on-ramps, to see what kind of lateral forces I can get and how fast I can take the on-ramps, or yeah. And I've gotten all the way up to 85, almost 90 miles an hour, and right about 90 miles an hour on a curving ramp to go from one freeway to the other, I start to notice the back end feeling a little light. But shit, that's 90 miles an hour. I mean, how much faster do you want to go around the on-ramp? So that's awesome. I don't have a problem with any of that. I haven't got the chance to take it on a track day yet, for doing the road course or autocross or anything. Eventually I will, to test out to see if anybody can make it oversteer when they push it to the limits, like they do on the, I think there was one or two reviews I watched where the car actually oversteered in the corner, so all you had to do is give it more power to tell it where to go. So I'm pretty happy about that. The stock power would have been great if they didn't just do that over boost, which is what they call it, you know, for 5th and 6th gear, and you know, a couple seconds per 1st, 2nd, 3rd gear. If they would have just made it 19 or 20 psi at all times and said premium only, and didn't allow you to run anything lower than 91 octane, I think it would have been a much better car, and it would have smoked the Mazda 3 like nothing from stock to stock. But now we have to go ahead and tune it for that. Also, the insurance is pretty cheap on this thing because it's a 4-door. That's another positive. So if you're a young kid, you don't have a whole lot of cash laying around, the insurance shouldn't kill you, even though it's a turbo model. The difference between my non-turbo model and the turbo model was only like $15 every 6 months. $15–30, I think, every 6 months, only difference. So that's an awesome thing too. The gas tank's small. It's not horrible when you're in the city, but if I'm driving from Albuquerque to Phoenix, it kind of sucks. I gotta stop. Technically, I gotta stop twice just because I'm scared of running out of gas. what else, guys? On the ST3, the ambient lighting is pretty nice. I don't think you can see it right now. No, it's too bright outside. When you turn your headlights on, you have lights on the door handle, on the pocket part of the door, by your feet, and it lights up. You can pick like 8 different colors, so that's pretty nice. That way you can give your car sort of some kind of mood. There's a knob right here that turns it brighter. You know, you can dim it out so it's not so bright. So it's really nice. So my final verdict is that this car is really, really nice. It does need a little bit of tweaking for hardcore motorists like me that like a certain attitude to the car. The car has to have a soul. That's why I bought this, because it had the most soul compared to the Volkswagen, compared to the Mazda. The Mazda felt like it didn't give me any kind of anything, any kind of attitude or any. All it gave me was fucking torque steer like a bitch, and that's no fun. So yeah, if you got, you know, $25,000 to $30,000, depending on what specs you want. If you want the moonroof, if you want the ST1, ST2, or ST3, I would say just save up and get the ST3. You get the nice leather seats, you get the lighting, I got the moonroof, HIDs, you get everything, and so you don't have to dick with adding stuff later, or being pissed off because your resale value is not so high. So if you get the top model, your resale value is going to be better. I'm not going to resell this. I'm just going to drive it till it explodes, then rebuild it and drive it again. So yeah, go ahead and buy this. It's a great car. I'd give it about an 8 out of 10. If they would have just gave it a louder exhaust, hard piping at the beginning, as far as intake piping, instead of the plastic shit, I would have damn near gave this a 9.5. I'm gonna say it's about an 8 right now. Fix the radio. I'm gonna actually put up a video on what you need to fix the radio. It's gonna be pretty much the most economical, and it's gonna work the best. You're only gonna need 1 amp and 1 other item that I'm gonna show you in the video, so keep a lookout for that. Until next time, have fun, guys.